Today's video, let's look at the real estate and economic outlook that is just published by National Association of Realtors Chief Economist Lawrence Yunes. What we're going to talk about is like home sale pre-COVID and recent year. This will give the supply side of things. Existing homes lowest since 1995. International buyers who are buying United States real estate. Population growth, which equals demand in housing, foreclosure rate, what it looks like, median home price, and home appreciation from pre-COVID, and rent versus buy perpetual argument, and what happened during the pandemic and why we're here because of the interest rate and the Fed funds rate, and how much it actually costs to buy a medium price home. There's quite a bit. Income required to buy a median house home. And the vacancy for the downtown, the office vacancy rate. So that's what I'm gonna just show you briefly and give you my thoughts so you have more of a 10,000 foot view of housing market. Because when you dissect by week or by month or every day, things get kind of murky and it sounds like everything just falling out of the sky. Is how you say it? So pre-pandemic, the homes sold about 5.5 million homes every year. But what happened in 2021, as you can see, 6.12 million. That's when the market was the hottest. There were 20 offers on every listing, it seems. But now what's happening in 2023 is we're about 1.4, 1.5 million homes selling less because of lock-in effect, they call it. What it means is that it doesn't make sense for a seller to sell their current home and find a replacement property with a similar monthly payment. And because of that, it doesn't make a lot of sense for the sellers to sell their homes. So we're just over 4 million homes per sale in 2023. And so far, 2024 is going similar trajectory as last year, which means it's going to be another 4 million homes sold in 2024. Which is main reason why the home price isn't crashing. Now, annual existing home sales worst since 1995. As you can see, the 1995 red and 2023, that's about the same. And housing market crash from 2008 through about 2011, very similar level. I started the business in 2008, and the big difference is that back then, a home buyer could look at about a dozen or 2 dozen homes in 1 week. There are that many homes for sale. The inventory was just through the roof. It was more than 12 months inventory. What it means is that if there's no other listings come on the market, it took 12 months or 15 months or 18 months to sell off all the existing for sale homes. But right now, that's very opposite. We just don't have enough homes to view. I'm working with about half a dozen active buyers right now, but I'm just like, I'm in my home office because there's not many homes to show. It's just weird. Oh yes, it is. It's summertime, so some of the buyers are on vacation. But there aren't that many homes. Maybe one home a week if lucky. That's the big problem right now. So the international buyers numbers went down, but still these are the top original foreign home buyers. And as I understand, Canada is number one because of the investment groups are buying. The Canadian investment groups are buying American real estate, which doesn't seem right in my opinion. It makes really hard for just regular Americans to buy their own home, which is part of wealth building, part of American dreams. But it's not happening because of some of these competitions, and I'm pretty sure I had to deal with went up against these big corporation home buyers when I was working with some of my buyers who lost homes in like a 12 offer multiple offer situations. I was actually surprised to see Colombia is number 5. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but I feel like something has to be done so that people can afford more homes who live here. Now, U.S. population 70 million more people. It doesn't say clearly in how many years, but I'm looking at just 1995. That was about 270 million people. Now we're just below 350, so about 330 million. And I think that's what they mean. So 30, yeah, that makes sense. That's about 70 million more people since 1995. And my guess is that there are more right now than they can account for. So the good news is that people want to live in the States. So more people are coming. I don't see many people moving to Russia or China or India. But in the United States, we're not going to have issues of the demand. This is why I'm bullish on the real estate market, especially residential. Now, seriously delinquent mortgages. So this is, if you just kind of compare about 2% range, that was about similar in 2000 Q1 and this and that. The worst housing market crash that we experienced in 2009, it was slightly below 10%, meaning 1 out of 10 homes had a serious delinquent like a mortgage, which if it continues, it goes into foreclosure. Now that number is below 2% right now in 2024 Q1. And a lot of like YouTubers are saying that many people are going to go for foreclosures and this and that, but this data doesn't show it. At least up to Q1 of 2024, the mortgage delinquency is really low. It's less than 2%. But this is something to be seen, to keep an eye on it. If it goes to 3 or 4%, there's a decent chance that home price could go down more. Now, when about home price going down, some people say real estate market is crashing, right? Oh, that's so weird. It just did this and then it shows the balloons. I don't know what that means. So guys, I mean, this is what it is. There's a, going up and down like a saw right here. That's a seasonality. Wintertime it goes down, summertime it goes up. Winter down, summer up, winter down, summer up, like that. That's called the real estate seasonality. And as you can see, this trajectory, it is actually accelerating when it comes to appreciation rate compared to between 2000 and 2006. I can show you because I'm doing the screen recording here, but this line and this line has a higher slope. So that's what's happening. So market is crashing? No, not really. And this is pre-COVID home appreciation. I mean, if you look at Oregon, we appreciate 36.1% appreciated compared to pre-COVID. Texas, 46.7%. Florida, 66.4%. Incredible. So the darker the number, the more appreciated it is. 60%, is it Idaho? Yeah, Idaho and Montana, I think. uh, yeah, I didn't go to school in the States, so that's my excuse. Texas 46.7. Maine is 59.7. I mean, this is incredible. So, because I'm gonna show you right there, the yellow circle, during the pandemic, the Biden administration dropped the rate to 0% and let it ride for 0% until about 2022. This is the main reason why we're suffering the high home prices. This is the reason why young people cannot afford to buy a home right now. Now, when it comes to rent versus buy, wealth comparison between owners and renters. So I don't know if you can see the difference here, but the small number is the renters and the big number is the homeowners. In 2019, the gap was about $288,000, but in 2022, that gap jumped by about $100,000, and then it went up just a little bit more compared to 2022. So, main reason is that homes appreciate, and the mortgage payment is kind of like accumulating into the home equity, right? But the rent basically disappears after you pay it. So I don't know why still people argue that renting is better. I mean, if you bought like a Bitcoin, like a 100 Bitcoins in 2015, you're sitting on that, good for you. You did great. You don't need to buy a house. Just keep paying the rent. But other than that, owning a home does make sense to accumulate or preserve the rent. I mean, the money value. Otherwise, money loses value because of the inflation, especially right now. And so let's see. So these last three. Another sharper graph, the monthly payment to buy a median priced home, that's because of the Fed funds rate staying at 0%, making it really easy to borrow money, just accelerated the home prices. Same thing, you have to make a lot more money to buy a median priced home. So pre-2020, if you made about $50,000 to $60,000, in 2010, you could afford the median home when you made $40,000 a year. But now you have to make over $100,000 a year to afford the median priced home. That's a big problem, I think. And lastly, a rising office vacancy rate and good for outer suburbs and fun destinations. I don't know how you define fun destinations, but rising office vacancy rate, I mean, this is a pretty obvious one. Downtowns are dying all over the country, especially San Francisco, in Portland too. I don't think it's gonna come back pre-pandemic level. If you think that it's gonna go back to that, dream on. I say it's not, because of the instability, the safety issue. Big companies left downtown and they figure out maybe suburbs are better places to live. It's less stressful, guys. So sorry to say this to downtown building owners, but it is what it is. So that's all I have for today. I hope this was informative. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. And thanks for your support. And I wish you a great day. Bye now.